Right, is that better?
Right, is that better?
Hey! Alright, excellent. Let's go with chat only. Saves battery life. Excellent, we're away. Rightio. Yeah, hello Culpable, how are you, bud? The new light system works well, doesn't it? Oh, get out of there. Oh, don't tell me. No, 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 no. No, no. Thank you. Lovely cast. All right. Culp, how are you, bud? Tide's still coming in, which is interesting. Your diabetes teeth, that's not good, bud. Hey Loops, how are you, bud? We are fishing for mulloway, mate. We got one last night here across the river. Tonight, because of the northwesters, we've come in this side. Now we've already caught a tailor, which means that we have got the spot where the bait fish are. So we're just hoping that we can hook into a big croaker, you know. Upto, we certainly are. Yeah, it was about 2 foot long, mate, which is good. This tide's still coming in, people. Lovely. Hey, thanks, Leaps. We let it go, as we do with all of our mulloway. So, all good fun, mate. We're just trying to get another one, mate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try a bigger soft plastic in a minute. The colour that worked last night was chartreuse, so we're going to try again with chartreuse. Now, is that a stick or a fish? I think that's a stick, hang on. Yeah, we caught a stick, people. Strange stick, though. Yep, a stick. A big stick. Well, at least we're getting another branch out of the water, you know. Now that could be why there was fish down there, because we had structure. Interesting, that's good to know. All this stuff stinks. It's been in the river bottom for a while. Oi! What happened there? I flicked it over too quick again. Beautiful. Yeah, something like that, mate. I went and bought a rechargeable LED light from the Detroit Tool Company. Apparently it lasts for 10 hours on this setting, so we'll find out, eh? There's another stick. At least we're on the bottom, you know. Lovely. Fantastic, fam. Let's just bring this in now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try a larger soft plastic that can move a lot more water, but in the same chartreuse style. Prowler, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. What are you doing? Okay, that is not long enough, so we're going to have to put another leader on here, which is all right. So, hopefully there's nothing in the bag that's going to bite me. Okay, that's 16 pound. We want 20 pound, which is the other one. No slippage. Thank you. Hey, there we go, 20. What are you doing today, mate? You well? Tell you what, a good light makes a lot of difference, doesn't it? It turns night into day. Let's get some 20 pound. Right, so just let me find this soft placky, fam. There it is. Thanks to the 33 people that have tuned in after 11 minutes. Thank you very, very much. What's happening there? Little messy, mate. Tell you what, it's a lot easier when you've got a light. Now, is that the... So what it is, this is the Detroit Tool Company, okay? So if I turn that off, so that's the brightest one they do, which is really bright. Okay, that turns night into day. That's the second. And that's the third one, and even then, that's still pretty bright too, you know? No, that's definitely it. That is the dullest setting on there. So apparently on the brightest setting it lasts for an hour. On the second brightest setting it lasts for 3 hours. And on the lowest setting, which is this one, it's meant to last for 10 hours. So here's hoping that it lives up to what it says, you know. So what we've got here is we've got 110mm soft plastic. This is in the chartreuse style that we got that nice mulloway on last night. This is going to move a lot of water. It's going to cast out a bit further into the river, and I'm going to put this onto the stiffer 7-foot rod that I've got to the soft plastics. Okay. We'll just put this 20-pound leader on there, and away we go. Wonder what that noise is. Whatever it is, it sounds a bit angry. That's okay. We'll just give it some space and hope that it doesn't bite us, you know. Because in Australia, that's all you can do half the time. Right, let me just cut that off. Chuck that in there. Yeah, thanks for the follow, mate. We don't have any alerts on our stream because we use our content for our YouTube channel, and we don't want to have a really good moment lost to a really silly alert, you know. All right, let's give ourselves about 50 centimetres. What happened there? Let's have a look. Let's do that again. The reason why I spend so much time on not spammo is that is what joins you to the fish. So Regulator, how are you, bud? Certainly is, Regulator. Oh, how are you, Annihilation? Welcome to the stream, mate. All right. Let's get this big soft plastic out there. Some idiot's got their fucking headlights on. Across the river there, straight in my eyes, thanks for that. Well, that's good. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, that's good. Oh, that's really good, people. Oh, that is really good. We've got to get this out of the bottom though. This water's still coming in. Now I can feel the paddle tail on this soft plastic working, right? And we're getting a lot more distance with this one than we are with the other ones. So this balances up to this rod a lot better. So what we've got on here is a 4.5 inch 26 gram soft plastic that's been moulded around a lead weight. Now it rides hook up. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. All right, let's go. That's a good cast. Right, we've just had a little bait fish jump in front of us, people. So hopefully there's bigger fish underneath it. Good cast. The good thing about rivers is if you've got balanced fishing tackle, you can still fish most of a river, you know. That's better. Now we're getting some action. Beautiful. In the old days, mate, the old-timer Mulloway fishers would say it would take 40 hours on average of fishing per fish, but in those days they got a lot bigger ones. We tend to average about 8 to 10 hours, but we're lucky because you know, we just use soft plastics for them. And I think we had 8 hours of live streaming footage before we got that one yesterday. We've only got a couple of days left in the cycle before we can't catch them due to the conditions, so I just try and make the most of it. We hooked our biggest fish on the stream a bit further down on the other side, roughly around this time of night, so if they're out there we should get them. That's a cast and a half, lovely. Yeah, it's like anything, mate. You just got to put in the time, don't you? You know? I usually want to turn around, Lockie, so. Okay, I've just seen a little flash in the water that wasn't our lure. Excuse me for a second. Just getting the correct angle. I've got a lot of overhang here, so just got to make sure that everything works. Don't know, it's not working off any frequencies culpable. It's just an LED light, mate, so you know. Yeah, this water's still coming in, so we're not at the peak of the high tide yet. We're using 20-pound trace, so good casts with this. Oh yeah, that's just because what it is, normally I put the microphone on me. Oh, hang on, it might be this too. Normally we put the microphone on my hat, but obviously I'm not wearing a hat at night. So is that better? It's in here. So hey Greg, how are you, mate? How's life treating you? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, bud. What's going on? That's good. That is really good. That's got a really good action in the water. This is a slightly stiffer fishing rod, so beautiful. Thanks, mate. Yeah, we've been back for a while now, so had a very, very busy Christmas and New Year, but that's all behind us, so you know. How are you, mate? How was your Christmas and New Year? Don't do that. It's a pity I've got this overhanging tree. We've got to do quite flat casts. Yeah, really good, Greg. Really good. Nick, welcome to the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast upstream with this and then see how we go. I've cast a few times in here and it's been okay, but it's not, you know. I'm quite happy fishing here at night with soft plastics, fam. With this larger soft plastic, it's making a lot more vibration in the water, which is good. Just going to go upstream a bit. That's a nice overhand cast, beautiful. McGee, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. How's everything at home with the new bubs? Good? Nice long cast out there, isn't it? Totally different action on the soft plastic, casting upstream and fishing downstream. Let's go again. Going to cast a little bit more upstream now. Oh, that's a good cast. Yolo, how are you, bud? No, they're just across the other side of the river, mate. So the light was there before we started streaming. I don't know what they're doing, so anyway. Feet long, but yeah, I'm just hoping that we can sort of take advantage of this, you know. It would help if that idiot across the river there had their light off, so. Oh, good work, McGee. That's good, mate. Right, let's go again. I'm using really big soft plastics here. That's a great cast. Excellent, mate. That's the main thing, bud. I'm really going to try and work this soft plastic in so it's making a lot of noise. It's hugging the bottom too, which is pretty good. Hey there, Goonie, how are you, bud? We got a mulloway, bud. It was about 60 centimetres long, which is pretty good. And we got that on a soft plastic, a little chartreuse tail soft plastic. Beautiful cast. Don't have to apologise, mate, just ask, you know. Yeah, thanks, mate. It's just nice to finally get something on stream, you know. I know they're there. We were just unlocking the code with the correct, you know, coloured soft plastic, which you have to do. OTC, how are you, bud? Think you need to get out more, don't it? How are you, mate? Yeah, TC, good to see you, bud. Yeah, mate, we're just trying. Now. That's a really good cast too. Yeah, we had very poor reception over the other side, Goonie. And, oh, don't do that. Oh, really? Hang on. How did that get over there? I didn't cast over that. Oh, God's sake, hang on, people. Oh. Looks like this branch is going to have to go. The only problem is now I'm running my, oh, great. I'm running my braid over this branch. I thought I'd covered that. That's really weird. That just dislodged then. I have no idea what happened. Oh yeah, that's how it goes, mate. You'll very rarely find, you know, the good spots in spots with good reception, mate. That's just the lay of the land here. Right. We can only try, people. We can only try, you know. Thank you very much to the 63 people that have tuned in. We don't care, we just still fish anyway, people, you know. We don't worry. Oh, now that was a bite, but that was a small fish. Right, so what happened there? Let's have a look. Yep, tide's still coming in. Oh yeah, I know, mate. You'd be funny though. It's funny though, McGee, a couple of people in the chat thought that I could last night. You know, very funny. That is just a blitzing cast. No, Donut, we're fishing for Mulloway. This is a saltwater river, not a freshwater river, bud. If I didn't know better, I'd say that was a little bit of a take there. So, oh yeah, that's how it goes, Goonie, doesn't it, mate? And, you know, we caught a tailor before, so if the bait fish are here, the Mulloway aren't too far behind, you know, so let's just go again. I'm a firm believer in big fish, big bait, but, you know, we might be getting proven wrong tonight. That is actually where the spot is. So I'm just going to let that sink. Yeah, we can't be fussy, Goonie, that's for sure, bud. This larger bait is working very well in the water, famo. So what we're going to do is just change direction on the cast again. Just going to go out here. When you fish with soft plastics at night and you land a fish, it's a great feeling, you know, because you haven't used a bait to catch it. And then have I got another stick, have I? What happened there? That's interesting. Let's go out in the middle again. The other thing is too, people, when you when you buy your fishing tackle, people, a lot of people try and buy a new rod and reel every year. Don't do that. Learn to use what you've got. What I try and do is I try and get a couple of rods and reels that do different styles of fishing. So this here is a J45 fishing rod by Shimano. It's not overly expensive, about $145. And this is a slightly stiffer fishing rod than the other one that I've got. So I can use heavier soft plastics with this. And because this is a slightly faster tapered rod, basically what it is, when I use the heavier soft plastics, I more or less get the same action as, say, my Veritas when it uses the like 1/16 ounce jig head. So it's just a question of balanced equipment for different applications, right? But either way, it just keeps your options open, you know. That's a really good cast too. It's all happening. Hey, Pepe Hands TV. Rakiel, how are you, bud? Yeah, mate, you've got a, what I've got here is I've got a branch here overhanging. So the branch is overhanging here, Rakiel, at about this height. So what I've got to do is I've got to turn the rod and have the backbone parallel to the ground so that I can use the backbone to cast the soft plastic out. I'll show you why, because a lot of people make the mistake, right, of using the fishing rod incorrectly to try and catch fish, okay? I'll show you what I mean. No, we don't, comrade. So, what it is, all fishing rods are built on a backbone. So with this fishing rod, the maximum resistance is along this point here. That's why the guides have been built underneath it. Now, you must use your backbone to cast straight. So what'll happen is, a lot of people will come in here, right, and they'll try and cast side on like this. Because the backbone is here, what'll happen is it'll loop the line over and you won't be able to get a flat cast. Some people try and cast like that. That's actually okay, because what'll happen is my backbone is parallel to the water and I'll be casting on this plane here with the water on this plane, but you don't get as far a cast, okay? So what I do when I cast like this is I'll turn the fishing rod side on, so that's my strongest resistance point, right? And then what I'll do is, obviously, I'll lay the bait out on the land like so, right? And then it's a nice, whoops, great. Cast too quick with this Chinese reel. So with this, I think I need a new bail clip. So what it is, you cast through, right? And basically you've got the strongest point of the rod Why does it keep clicking over when I try and do a fast cast? Anyway, so what happens is the rod works through its plane and bends, and that's the strongest point. So what you'll do, casting it this way rather than this way, you'll get probably a quarter distance again. But yeah, just a lot of people don't use their fishing rods correctly and then wonder why they end up in a bit of strife, you know. So it's like that fish last night. If you watch when I'm casting and that sort of stuff, I've always got my guides pointing up and I'm always casting through my target. So when that fish came in last night and it was over here, I actually turn the guides, so the guides are facing the fish, so it's got maximum resistance on the rod. Then as the fish came up in front of us, what I did is I turned the guides following the fish, and then when I went to the right, I turned my guides again. So at all times, you've got maximum resistance for the fish with the fishing rod, and then, you know, away we go from there. So that's basically how that all goes, you know. And I mean, the classic cast here, right, so what I do here is I just cast through my target like this, right. That's the old classic cast. So once again, guides facing up, I drop the rod tip back, lift the bottom of the rod butt, and then I bend the rod. All the fishing rod does is it bends and goes back to its original shape. So when you load it, a faster tapered rod like this, you can load quicker, right? Oh, you're welcome, Rachel. Pepe, this is the headache bud. So what happens is, mate, everybody tends to try and tend to view things from a human perspective. Lure colour is a classic for that. So how we see lures in the air as humans is not how we see, or not how the fish see the lures underwater, right? So the classic was, you know, I fished over about 3 days with a variety of different lure colours, and then I put on chartreuse, okay? And then with the chartreuse, what I did is I actually hooked the fish on it, which was good. And it's like nothing that swims in here. But once again, what do we know what it looks like underwater? So see here, how I've got the classic positioning there of the hand, right? I've got my rod tip behind me. All I've got to do is just put a bend in the rod. Okay, and what you do, that's called point and shoot casting. So I point my rod butt at the target, I turn my fishing rod over in a full arc, and then I just keep the point solid pointing to where I'm casting, and then, you know, that's basically what it does. And you can, oh, now that was a fish, people. That was a fish. Okay, I think I've just figured out where they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my rod tip. Okay. That was a fish. It didn't hook up properly. Oh, well, it is Pepe. And look, the other thing is too, mate, here in Western Australia, some fish are good at night, like you'll have more chance of catching sharks at night. Do you know in Australia, insurance companies have a clause in their contract that when the weather gets overcast, that they've got a clause in their contract about sharks, because apparently overcast weather brings sharks in, right? And then what happens is, hey, nothing wrong with asking, you know what I mean? And look, some fish are more active at night. So I've caught a lot of mulloway at night. You won't catch black brim or redfin perch at night, okay? You'll catch them in the early hours of dusk during the day. That is a great cast. We're getting massive airtime in that. Yeah, so ask away, mate. That's what questions are for. That's what the stream is for, people, right? We're a very interactive community. So, you know, as long as people are staying with the theme of the stream, we'll answer all questions. It's no dramas, you know. So that's why we don't run any alerts or ads or anything like that, because we just like to, you know, provide content and then hopefully people can sort of interact with us, and you know, they can perceive to be doing what we're doing, you know. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions, famo. Okay. Now, what I might do, I might have one more cast with this. Right. I'm going to go side on here. Right. So once again, see how I've got my easiest way to get your guides right is just think of your fishing reel handle. See how it's pointing up? Right. I'll bring this in here. Another beautiful cast over halfway across the river. Lovely. That's how you got to do it, mate, you know. So, let's go again. This is what you got to do, people. You just got to put in the time. The tide's still coming in. You know, we could effectively fish for another 2 hours with this tide. Once you get comfortable with your fishing again, it all becomes second nature. Okay? Right. So, that's a beautiful cast. That's right in the deep spot there. Oh wow, thanks to the 90 people that have tuned in. Thanks for all the follows, everyone. That's what it's about. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this down here for a second. Okay, hey look, with our stream, remember it's free to watch. Okay, if you want to subscribe for free on YouTube. Okay, there's our link. We've got Australis Fishing and Australis TV on YouTube, and we've got a big announcement to make. We made it earlier today. We've signed up with a West Australian Newspapers Proprietary Limited who have partnered with BHP. We're the first fishing stream on streamer.com.au, which is now an Australia-wide streaming platform. So with that, there's no chat on that streaming platform. It's just pure content. And, you know, what we've done is we've signed up. Australis TV is on there as well. And then with Australis TV, yeah, we'll be the first gardening stream and IRL content on the platform because it's traditionally sports. And what that means is now we have an Australia-wide profile with a reputable company. All right, and it just means it's onwards and upwards from here. Big thank you to the community, because without the community support on YouTube, we wouldn't have been able to achieve that goal. Okay, and yeah, once again, thank you very, very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hey, Greg, thanks, bud. Oh, it's like anything, Pepe. You know, we're all about community and content, mate. You know what it means? So you'll never get, you know, put on a guilt trip in this stream. So with that too, I mean, obviously the West Australian sells a bit of advertising in there, but they've got to keep it going somehow, you know. So yeah, it's just good, mate. There's no chat on streamer.com.au. You just do your content. Within half an hour it goes on there as a replay, okay? And then, you know, all of my content is trademark registered, so no one else can use it, and if they do, they'll get a lovely little letter from a lawyer, right? So yeah, I'm just it just gets very frustrating when you see so many people, you know, who are meant to be content creators using other people's content, you know, and none of the original creators get any credit or remuneration for people using their content, mate. So I mean, you look at the young bloods and that sort of stuff. There's so many people on this platform that just, you know, play the young bloods content. It's not their content though, you know, and they've got to be very careful with that, because luckily these people, you know what I mean, are nice about it. But if they wanted to be, you know, onto it, they'd, you know, certainly have every right to ask the question. So, I mean, we're not a big stream or community by any standards yet, but you know, you never know what doors open, you know what I mean? So with this streamer.com.au, like I said, it's free. There's no chat. There's no, like, you can't, like, you know, buy a membership or sub or cheer, which suits me fine, right? And then that way what we can do is, like, yeah, just provide content, which is what it's about. And it's a very community sort of minded platform, which is fantastic because it's got all the footy events and all that sort of stuff. Righto, we're going to go back to a smaller soft plastic. That's not really doing it. We've absolutely flogged the water with that. That's your traditional chartreuse there. Okay, see that? So it's the green on top with the gold. When they've got the orange, that usually means that it's their perch colour, and that usually signifies that they're getting ready to spawn. A lot of the female perch, when they get ready to spawn, get a slightly reddish tinge to their underbelly. Okay. Hey, thanks, McGee. Oh yeah, just it works in well, man. You know, I mean, like I said, you know, we're yeah, I mean, you don't know where you could end up, mate, because the good thing about that is, you know, it's like YouTube. I mean, if you watch it and there's a few ads, the corporations pay for all your content, not you, you know. And you've got to remember, no one ever asked me to stream. I made a conscious decision to do it. Okay, and we've had some... McGee, we've copped a lot of flack on this platform from a variety of other, like, communities and I've got lots of good people that look out for me. So, you know, I've got the screenshots from so many conversations from, you know, a lot of other streamers and communities and that, which I find very funny. Someone sent me a heap of, like, Snapchat screenshots as well when I first went to YouTube. So I know what's going on. You just got to laugh, mate. There's one community on Twitch that keeps telling everyone, you know, that we kept the boat for a lot longer than what we should have. The reason why we get these sponsorships is when we negotiate with people, we do it on a handshake and we stick to the negotiation to the letter, right? And that's what we did. So, I mean, I've had a couple more, you know, sponsorship offers and that sort of stuff, but I'm just sort of keeping a lid on that, if you know what I mean. And until it's sort of, you know, signed and delivered, you don't really mention it. I mean, we've got the kayak sponsorship, which is great. And, you know, we put the front outriggers on the kayak, so we were able to make it super stable and it can suit offshore application, if you know where I'm coming from. And we will be doing some offshore fishing with it. And yeah, I mean, there were a few people that sent emails to the sponsor and that sort of stuff that I've never met, which I found quite funny, right? So, thanks, Culp. And yeah, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You've just got to keep soldiering on, mate. So, if we're going to get a bite, it's going to be in about 15 minutes, people. I said that a couple of hours ago, but then I had to go back for work. Come on, Mulloway, put a bend in the rod, mate. Beautiful. Oh, that's exactly right, McGee. And I mean, the funny thing is, mate, you know, we haven't given them a thought for years, but we just laugh it off. We're in hysterics sometimes when we chat about it. It's so funny, you know. So, anyway. It was funny, the other day I copped a message in Discord, and I actually didn't know who they were talking about because it was a while ago. That didn't make him too happy, so, you know. Anyway. The classic one was, though, when we come back and we were streaming for... Oh! I don't know what's going on here, right? Over the last 4 or 5 days, we've had very tentative strikes, okay? And I've missed a lot of fish, but I don't know whether they're just biting the tail or they're just doing quite weak territorial strikes, you know what I mean? So... yeah, the funniest one, McGee, was when we come back and we were streaming for free. We got accused by people from certain communities that we were making it hard for other content creators to earn money. And it's like, well, you know, streaming's a form of online busking, mate. So, you know, and sometimes people just looking for excuses to run people down. We couldn't believe that. That was so funny. God, it was funny, you know. Beautiful. Oh. Dal, how are you, mate? Yeah, I got bored with shark fishing back in school, mate. So best thing to do is probably just go to YouTube and Google shark fishing on YouTube, pal. So yeah, we don't do that on the stream because sharks are quite susceptible to overfishing. So yeah, sorry about that, mate, can't help you. But it is pretty simple, right? Just get offal or fish or whatever, whack it on a big hook with a wire trace, chuck it over the side and wait. That's shark fishing. Oh, Adrian the Imert, Bard. Zen Dobry, where have you been? Hey? Where have you been, bud? You been behaving yourself or what? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Adrian. Good to see you in here, mate. Are you well? How's your partner? Oh. Yeah, but what reels, mate? Oh, you're welcome, Del. But what reels have you got, bud? Have you got overhead reels? Have you got, you know, because if you're going to go shark fishing, right, you're going to need, depends how you want to go about it, but where are you? In America or in Australia? Yeah, that's exactly right, B. Seriously, man, with the fisheries and that sort of stuff, they're going to get quite serious soon. They're going to start introducing laws that are going to be very similar to South Africa's laws. South Africa's laws are savage, mate. You get caught with undersized fish or over the bag limit, they take the car, they take the boat, you get fined. It can affect your work, the whole lot, bud. They are absolutely spot on with their fisheries laws over there, you know. And I mean, we're lucky in WA because we don't have too much population compared to other parts of the world and other parts of Australia, but that's going to change, mate. With this big mining boom over here, we got so many people, you know, coming over from the eastern states that it's ridiculous, you know. Yeah, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Adrian. Glad to see that you've got a trade under your belt, mate. Congratulations. All right, that is fantastic news, mate. You can make good money as a mechanic. Well done. Well done. Hey, Scrappy, how are you, bud? Thanks to the 84 viewers that are in here. I was going to head down south tomorrow, but I can't do it because of work commitments. I've got to let the people know. Alright, I'm going to try and cast over here now because we haven't done many casts here. That's where we sort of got the fish from last night. That's a beautiful cast, very happy with that. Yeah, really good, Adrian. Oh, that's exactly right, Scrappy. Well, congratulations, Adrian. If you're doing what you really enjoy, bud, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's like me with the fishing. Yeah, really good, Adrian. I've been really busy with work, mate, and I got really sick with COVID, and I got a bacterial pneumonia recently. So, you know, just trying to get over that, which I think I've done. Now, people, this is interesting. In the light over there, I've just seen a flash in the water. I don't know whether it's a tailor or another mulloway. Now, we've still got this tide coming in. We've got to wait for the change of tide before the fish will start biting properly, okay? Because the tide's a lot later tonight. But the river is filling up beautifully. Now, that was a fish. That was a fish. That's good, almost on key. Right, that was a little tailor that hit then. I wonder if it's chewed the tail off the lure. Let's have a look. Always got to check your lures, people. So that was actually a hit. That's good. So if the tailor are there, the mulloway are behind them. All right, so we've still got that. Yeah, this is just a little 80 millimetre, 12.5 gram or half ounce little weight. Okay, that'll ride in the water like that. And what happens is when you retrieve it, this paddle tail makes a lot of vibration, which stirs the fish up. Yeah, not too bad at all, Adrian, thanks. Well, that's good, Dave. That's how it should be, mate, because when you think about it, mate, a lot of people just have no concept of the future, you know? That's fantastic, mate. I reckon that's great. That's what they need to start doing over here. Hey, pretty soon, mate, they're going to start charging people to go on beaches, right? You're going to have to register the four-wheel drives and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to get serious. Come on, just one big fish for the community. That's all we want. There we go. That's another bump. Right, I have no idea what's going on, fam. I think the tide's just changing, so... Right. That was out in mid-water too, so I think they might be coming on the bite in a minute. Let's just wait and see, eh? This smaller chartreuse lure seems to be doing the trick. No idea why those idiots are shining that spotlight across, or the light bar across the river like that. So I've got a nice long leader on here, about 2 feet long, in case we get another big mulloway, right? Strong so, eh, bud? Oh, it is. Oh, Adrian, we've got nothing like America and Europe over here, mate. We've got no black bears, we've got no brown bears, we've got no mountain lions, we've got no jaguars, no big cats or anything like that, mate, right? We've got koalas, just really grumpy little bears that eat eucalyptus leaves, and then all they do is go to the toilet and then sleep for 23 hours a day. So you'll be safe, mate. Right, and I mean, the funnel webs are on the east coast. We got a lot of snakes and that sort of stuff, but you get used to that after a while. No, we don't. I don't think I'm going to hook a fish while I've got that light across the river, across the water, fam. But anyway, we'll see how we go. For some reason, they don't like it. A very dull light like this one, good, but that one's shining across. Nice, that's plenty deep enough out there. Snakes, mate, there's no snakes in the city, bud. Right, and just look where you're walking, okay? Right, so what happens is with Mulloway, if they're hungry, they'll hit something side on. They usually hit head first. I think they're similar to the lutinids like that. But sometimes they'll just muck around with the soft plastic, which is a bit of a pain. Just got to try and get them at the right time, you know. There's been plenty of big bull sharks caught in this spot, people. Oof, like you wouldn't believe. Let's try this side on now. It's okay. Justin, how are you, bud? McGee, that's right, mate. And we show that on our streams, bud, you know. We show that on our streams. No problems whatsoever. So, I mean, you know, this year is going to be a big year, though, with the content. Okay? This year is going to be a big year, though, with the content. Don't you worry about that. You probably couldn't, Scrappy. Law, good, thanks. Dope Fishy, how are you, bud? Oh, they've got nets over there. We actually left Twitch in 2021 for nearly a year, Adrian. We went to YouTube, mate, and we developed our YouTube channel. We hit 1 million views on YouTube about 3 months ago. So now what we've done is just gone for a slightly different direction with our content. We're not doing as many YouTube shorts, we're doing more VODs and live streams. So just trying to work everything out, you know, and then once we work everything out, we'll be right from there. All good fun, mate. Right, that's good. If anyone's new to the stream, okay, or they haven't been around for a while, okay, just go to our YouTube channel and subscribe for free on there. Thanks to the 89 viewers that are in here, people. Thank you very, very much. The only problem is if we're going to get a fish, we'd probably get one about 11 o'clock. So glad I'm not over that other side of the river tonight. Hey, Blood Angel, how are you, bud? Beautiful, good cast. Not tonight, Blood Angel. We got one last night. It's going to slow it down now. We got one last night, but we haven't got any tonight, you know. We caught a tailor before, but that's it today. And then I had to go when I was just getting it all primed up. Yeah, actually, hang on, Colt. I know what's going to happen. Let's do this, Colt. I think it's because the microphone is pointing at the receiver, or the transmitter, sorry. So let's do this, okay? Let's do this now, here. Dolphin. Got a dolphin in the river, people. Not going to catch anything with the dolphin in there. I just heard the snorkel. I think it's a dolphin. Here it is. So what happens is with the high tide, the dolphin, there he is in the middle there. I'll shine the torch for you. Yeah, that's the dolphin, people. That's in the middle of the river. That's why we're not getting anything. There it is. It's just gone over that side now. It's starting to hunt in the shallows, so God knows what it's hunting. Carl, why are we getting more static or what? Just going to go out of the water because sometimes when you don't hear them, they dive deep and they come in along the shallows. So don't be just too surprised if you see it swim past here. All right, we'll have a few more casts and then see how we go. Tiny bit of static. All right, well, let's do this then. Is that better? Where'd that dolphin go? Is that better? Feedback, really? Oh, 4 inches, Dave? Sharks only need 4 inches of water to hunt. They'll go in across. I've seen a bull shark in the river throw itself up on a sandbank and eat a seagull and then throw itself back in the water. Oh, they're nasty. And it's usually heat activated, you know what I mean? So that's why we're probably not going to catch a mulloway tonight now, because the dolphins are in here. It's the same. Nice to see someone from Mod City in here. Still the same, but it's not that bad. Okay, mate. Oh, hang on. We have got an insect here that's making the noise. That sounds like static. It's in the grass over here. It's just stopped. Here it is again. Is that what you're referring to? Adrian, good to see you, mate. Really proud of the fact that you've become a mechanic now. Enjoy it, mate. Go and make some real money. Set yourself up. Nice little Navesta in the new year that doesn't have fat ankles, and you're away, bud. Well done. Well done, mate. Congratulations, that's good, Adrian. You've yeah, well done, mate. You legend. Absolute champion there. Well, right. That's a really good cast with the wind behind us. Thanks, mate. No worries, Adrian. You know, Culpable, it may well be that light. Let's try this for a change, right? Oops. Let's try this. What I'll do is I'll shift it away. Maybe it can pick up the noise from the light. Let's do that, eh? Is that a bit better? No worries, Adrian. Good on you, mate. Well done. Is that a bit better? Oh, I don't know about that, Dope Fishy. Oh, okay, hang on. Nah, it's not that at all. Hang on, what's happening with the... Have no idea, mate. All right, let's do that. Oh, hang on, I know what it might be. Hang on. Let me just bring this lure in. It's gone. Hey Dukes, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's back, hang on. Oh, I know what it might be, hang on. Hang on, let's see this. Right, that better? Okay, that should be better. Now, what we had happen then was we had a couple of little bait fish that sort of jumped out of the water then. Let's have a look. Yeah, this light's awesome, people. This is a light from the Detroit Tool Company. Oh, Dukes, thanks, mate. I really appreciate that, bud. Yeah, we're just pretty laid back here, mate. You know, it's the normal bloke that likes to go for a fish, bud, you know. Nothing too sort of weird with that, you know what I mean? So, where'd my rod go? We had a little fish. Yeah, I know what you mean, McGee. Yeah, we've had a lot of people in our community for a long time, Dukes, you know, and then we sort of, well, I sort of spat it with Twitch when I left. I just about had enough of the place. And then, you know, we went and developed the YouTube channel. Now we've got a new challenge with a new Australian-based streaming platform out of Perth, which is good. So who knows where we can end up with that. But we signed up today and we're the first fishing streamer on the platform, which we're really proud of. So 1023 Nick, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. We'll go till 9:30, then shoot off. Beauty. See the difference it makes when you turn your rod side on like that? It's called streamer.com.au, mate. Okay, now that's interesting. I think that was a hit. Come on, bud. The tide is just starting to turn, so if they're around, they'll hit in the next 5 minutes. Come on, matey. And you're dead right, McGee. These are the hours you have to put in to get your fish, mate. Yeah, it's all right, Culpable. Don't put the link up, mate. We'll announce it tomorrow. Don't stress about that, bud. We'll do it in the Discord, Culp. We'll just leave it at that, eh? Okay. Right, that dolphin's gone. Yeah, I'll do it in the Discord, Culp. Don't stress about that, mate. Thanks, Culp. The good thing about the new platform, though, it's a very community-focused platform, you know, so I don't think it's really got much room for scam artists on there, so anyway. All right. Hey, Dukes, thanks for the compliment, bud. This is what we try and achieve on this platform because we're like community and content focused, so you'll never hear any like really annoying alerts, and you know, we don't do any ads other than the startup ones because we can't stop them, right? Yeah, I know, McGee, don't worry, bud, I know, mate. And that's what it's about, mate. People watching the stream, interacting with chat, and just being part of the community, mate, you know. Hey, don't do that. Yote! I've just about got my casting rhythm back, people. Dukes, thanks, bud. Years ago, before I handed the partnership back, I actually got questioned about Twitch about how I do it, you know, and it was quite funny because in a Discord chat, and everyone's like, oh, so how do you do it, man? I said, well, I'm genuinely interested in the community, aren't I? And then you could just virtually hear crickets, you know. So whenever you're watching streams and that sort of stuff, people, always sit back for 5 or 10 minutes and just, you know, first thing you've got to do is just decide whether you want to watch the content, obviously, you know what I mean? And then, this tide's still coming in, wow. You know, watch the content, and then you think to yourself, well, you know, how many other people are doing the content, you know what I'm saying? And, beautiful. Well, Dukes. Yeah, but that's it, McGee. You know, it's like when we got this boat sponsorship, mate, you know. I mean, I had one guy when I went to pick up the boat that rang the boatyard and told the boatyard that he's going to pay for the boat. Then he rang me, he goes, oh, and it's yours. And I went, mate, I've never met you, and that's not right. And then in the same conversation, he says, well, why don't you bring up the boat to the Abrolhos? And for some reason, he asked me to bring my wife with me. And I went, nah, there's something not right with this bloke, you know. And that guy that did that is one of the main ones that runs around writing me off. But hey, oh, they're just coming on the bite, fam. Oh, they're just coming on the bite. And, you know, he's got his own issues to worry about. So I'm not going to say a name or anything like that. Right. And I, you know, I feel sorry for the guy, but eventually you get to the stage where, you know, you're an adult and you've got to sort of try and work through things yourself, you know. And the funny thing is with these people, I know the truth, okay? And yeah, I mean, that's why they always do it and try and, you know, run you down behind your back, because they know that if you faced up to it, they wouldn't have an answer. So, yeah, so anyway, life goes on, right? And then we went to YouTube. Everybody's like, oh, you finished? And it's like, oh, here we go. And I went, no, I'm just warming up, actually. And then it was funny. You learn a lot when you go on a different platform. Some people like Twitch and they won't go to YouTube. Some people like YouTube, they won't go to Twitch. It's a bit like Ford v Holden, you know what I mean? And just depending what you prefer. So, you know, that's just what that comes down to. And I had quite a few messages from people saying, you know, like, we don't like YouTube, why don't you come back? So we ran it past the mod team. And, yeah, you know, it was all what seemed like a good idea. And I mean, you know, the community is what gets you there, isn't it? So you've got to sort of look after your community, you know what I mean? So that's why we came back. And what's happening there? What's happening there? Hang on, people. And I mean, you know, it was actually quite refreshing when I was talking with the representative today from the new streaming platform, someone that's actually community minded, you know, and they're not banging on about, now I've got a nick in my leader, I'm just going to shorten it. Hey, God's Law, no, bud. Oh, that's right, Donut. Hey, Nick, with Kick, mate, the only thing Kick wants is people to go to the platform and play slots. Okay, that's the nature of the beast there. Okay, so we actually emailed Kick and asked him to put in a fishing section. I've got the emails, they did that. We did one stream on Kick and I went to download my VOD and I couldn't download my VOD, so I thought, no, I've had enough of this. So yeah, so with Kick, all they want to do is just get people on there, you know, to play their slots and all that sort of stuff, which they're entitled to do. But, you know, I'm just more interested in the community-based aspect of it. So that's why I was so glad when we got this new streaming platform today. And, you know what I mean? That's where you sort of realise that you want to do it, you know? So... yeah, good, God's Law. Not too bad, mate. I got bacterial pneumonia, so... no, there isn't, McGee. And there's actually no streaming app that is functional off its own back too. I mean, a lot of people use Streamlabs and all the rest of it, but that's the best of a bad bunch, mate, you know? So, anyway. All your streaming platforms are basically... all your streaming platforms are basically geared to gaming because, you know, that's how they've always been. And I mean, even, you know, even like this platform, it's not really an IRL platform, it's a gaming platform, you know. So, but we soldier on, and you know, we have all these people that like to watch IRL content, so we do it. And I mean, even with YouTube, you know, we're a live streaming channel, and we derive our content from our live streams, and you know, we don't make it all too fancy and that sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? Hey Susie Q, how are you, bud? Yeah, that's right, Nick, you know, and look, they tried to cover it with the whole 95.5 and that sort of stuff, but the streamers that banged on about that, mate, they're not really interested in community or content, they're just interested in funds, right? And which they're entitled to be. So, you know, we don't worry about that, we just do the content. And yeah, just leave it at that, mate, it sorts itself out, you know? So, this is the good thing about YouTube, because with YouTube, the corporations pay you to watch by just playing ads. You know, I know it gets annoying and that sort of stuff, but it just makes it easier for the content creator if people watch them. And look, there's ads in everything. I mean, television's got ads, all the rest of the stuff, you know, so anyway. The other thing is too, the RPM on Twitch is about $3.50, okay? On YouTube, my RPM varies from, you know, for really old content, not too much at all, but some of my RPMs are up around the $12 to $15 mark, and that's a significant difference, you know, but no one really mentions that, if you know where I'm coming from, Nico. So when you've been dealing with different platforms for a long time, yeah, you know, like, that's basically what it comes down to. And I mean, with Kick, you know, they've got all the slots on there and that sort of stuff. And, you know, that's what they do, bud. So all they want to do is just try and have, you know, the squeaky clean profile and just get people onto the platform to play slots, mate, which is not good. But anyway, that's what they do, you know. Oh, that was a fish. Oh, that was a fish. Oh, it smells like mulloway. That smells like mulloway. Damn it. Righto, I've got to be careful too because I need to get back to bed. So, the Yoti. Mulloway have a certain smell when they hit a lure or a bait. It's a certain stink. So, no, not at all, Susie. Yeah, no worries, culpable, I'll do that. Yeah, but mate, it's the same old story, dope fishy, you know, like, look, mate, there's very little new content that's on this platform, bud, right? And I mean, yeah, when you go across to other platforms and that sort of stuff, you sort of realise, you know, what it's about. So, for example, there's a guy on YouTube that fished in every single US state. I think he's called Gus the Bass or something like that. And then, you know, there's a Twitch streamer that copied that. So that's a bit of a curse with live streaming. A lot of people don't sit down and go, well, what's unique to my area and all the rest of the stuff, you know? So they just tend to, you know, copy what other people do, put their stamp on it and try and say that it's theirs, which is very funny. But anyway, that's their choice. They've got to live with that, you know. And yeah, you just got to laugh it off, mate, you know. And you know, a lot of other stuff that's around and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's already been done to death on other platforms, and then people you know, try and say, oh no, I'm the first one to do it. It's like, no, you're not, mate. I mean, you look at Alec Ludford and Spasma TV. Finally, you've turned your lights off, you idiots. Right, Alec Ludford and Spasma TV were sort of pioneers on the platform when you needed 200 viewers average to get partnered. That was seriously hardcore, but there weren't too many IRL content creators on the platform. And then poor Alec had the K-Kona gang who were just trying to ride on his cottontails, you know, and there's one guy still building around on Twitch from that K-Kona gang and all that sort of stuff, you know. And then the poor bugger lost his partner. Then other people on the platform were shooting their mouth off about it, and it's just, yeah, you know, you just think, mate, all you're doing is turning your camera on, you know, and that's what it comes down to. So, and I mean, that poor bugger's been through a lot, and that's why we try and support him whenever he's on, if you know what I mean. So, and yeah, so the profile of this platform has changed a lot since its inception, and it was Justin TTV or whatever it was. So, you know, you've always got to be aware of the deception on the platform, mate. And if you know what it's about and you sort of tell people, right? That wasn't another bull shark, was it, bugger? I think I skipped that. Hey there, Silius. No, not really, Donut, because I can actually do something about that, bud. I would have absolutely no problems whacking someone between the eyes with a bit of 4B2 if they started, mate. And not even bat an eyelid for doing it. All right, what's the time? Oh, 20 to 10, time to go home. Rightio, one more cast now the light's gone off the water. Right. This rod has got some serious spring to it, people. Hey, Silius, I will try, bud. We got one last night that was 2 feet long. That was a beautiful deep-bodied fish, you know. So, oh, hang on. Let's just, right, we're going to have 5 more casts in here, famo, because I just got a good hit, I think. They've been very tentative hits in this river, which usually happens with this cycle of the moon phase, right? So, well, not really, mate. It's just that people, there's an old saying, a madman will cross the street from a drunk man, which is true, you know, because alcohol is a legal drug, and it's a really good way to stuff your life up. Okay, so, you know, a lot of people that drink excessively have very complicated lives, and they're just absolutely nasty pieces of work, mate, you know. And my old next door neighbour was the chief of police in Bunbury before he died, and I was having a sort of a few issues with an old girlfriend before I met my current wife. This is years ago. And he said, yeah, mate, they just like to lead complicated lives. Zero contact is the only way to get around it. And I took his advice, and life was easy, you know. So that's how it goes, mate. You've just got to make the decisions that suit you, you know. Yeah, I don't really think being drunk is an excuse to do bad things to people, although a lot of them do. And look at the Aussies that have been overseas. Like there was that guy in Thailand that was drunk and stripped naked and tried to run through the streets. You're not in Australia, bud. So, you know, that's what that comes down to. Not really, McGee. This isn't the best moon phase for Mulloway, bud. Right? So, it's not the best moon phase for Mulloway, mate. Believe it or not. So, all the big Mulloway I've known of have been not caught on this moon phase. We got one year, we got one in the, where was it? Swan River in Mossy Bay early in October. It was 1.1, 1.2. It was that big we couldn't fit it in the fridge, so I put it in the bathtub. And yeah, it was a monster. Nah, Goonie, I think this is a spot just to put anything in, mate. Boats, kayaks, but a lot of people use it as a fishing platform. So, you know, I've absolutely fished my brains. Oh, hang on. What the? There's something really strange going on here, people, right? Like we're getting a very, very tentative bite after they sort of follow the lure in a bit, so I have no idea what it is. I don't think it's a crab or anything. I just have to make this the last cast. See all the spray coming off the reel? Excellent. Let's slow it right down. We're at the peak of the tide now. The water's stopped moving. Usually, with what you're saying, McGee, 4 days before the full moon is the ideal time. After that, it sort of gets a bit bright, you know. But mind you, in saying that, I have caught Mulloway 2 days before the full moon here. All right. That's our night, famo. So what I'm going to do is just see who's online. Goonie, you're not allowed to tell people where you are, bud. You've got to keep your location private, mate. Otherwise, I could go for that. I could actually get banned for that, bud. So it's actually a prerequisite of live streaming on Twitch. You know what I mean? That's why I go to so many like sort of remote areas. Yeah, that's right. So there's more light flat. What happened there? Oh, did that go on? Bugger. So much for being a expensive headlamp. All right, Susie, hang on, mate. Let's turn this light off and keep Culp happy. There we go, yay. All right, Culp, is that better? Oops, don't do that. You're welcome, Dave. Look, people, like I've always said, I'm the leastie. Oh, was it, McGee? Great, okay. I'll remember that. I'll put it away. It must have a very faint buzz. All right, people, look, thank you very, very much. Let's see who's on. All right. All right. Blood Angel, thanks, mate. Look, what we'll do is we'll throw out the raid. We're going to go and raid a Danish streamer, SoEQ. All right. Spenzema, thanks very much, bud. Keep being awesome. Thanks for being such a great inspiration. I'll see you next time.